If you've been walking through Costco and grabbing the same things you always get, you are almost certainly leaving serious money on the table. And I don't mean a few dollars. I mean hundreds, sometimes thousands, every single year. The deals we're covering today are sitting right there in the store. Most people walk right past them. Today, we're counting down the 10 best deals at Costco you need to take advantage of right now in June 2026. Some are seasonal. Some are always there but always overlooked. And one of them, especially if you're over 55, could save you more money than almost anything else we cover this entire year. Nobody is going to call and tell you about these. That's why we're here. Let's get right into it. Number 10. The rotisserie chicken, the best $4.99 deal in America. Let's start with something almost everybody knows about, but most people still don't fully take advantage of: the Costco rotisserie chicken. Now you might be thinking, I already know about the rotisserie chicken. But here's what most people don't realize. Costco has held the price of that chicken at $4.99 for years, even as grocery store rotisserie chickens have climbed to $8, $9, sometimes more. That's a fully cooked, seasoned 3-pound bird, ready to eat the moment you walk out the door. But here's the part that really matters. That one chicken can stretch into 4 or 5 full meals if you know how to use it. Pull the meat for tacos, sandwiches, soups, or salads the first 2 nights. Then take the carcass, cover it with water in a pot, and simmer it low and slow for a few hours. What you get is rich, golden bone broth that most people are paying $5 a carton for at the store. For anyone on a fixed income or managing a grocery budget carefully, this is one of the single best food values in America right now. The trick is timing. Costco usually starts putting fresh birds out around 11 a.m. That first batch is always the hottest and the juiciest. Try to get there around midday if you can swing it. One 4.99 chicken, done right, can 0.99 chicken, done right, can save you $20 to $30 in grocery costs that week alone. That's not nothing. That adds up fast over a whole year. Now let's move on, because this next one is something that's easy to walk past, and that is a costly mistake. Number 9. Kirkland Signature Wild Alaskan Salmon. Here's something that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. Kirkland Signature Wild Alaskan Sockeye Salmon. If you're over 55, there's a good chance your doctor has told you at some point to eat more fish, especially fatty fish like salmon. And then you probably looked at the price at your regular grocery store and winced, because salmon can run $12, $14, even $16 per pound at a typical retailer right now. At Costco, the Kirkland Signature Wild Alaskan Sockeye Salmon comes in large packages at a price per ounce that is dramatically lower. And this isn't the farmed variety. This is wild caught, which means higher omega-3 levels, lower contaminants, and noticeably better flavor. Here's why that matters so much for people over 55. Omega-3 fatty acids are directly linked to reduced inflammation, lower triglyceride levels, and better overall heart health. If you're managing blood pressure or cholesterol, or just trying to protect your heart as you get older, this is one of the most powerful and practical things you can put on your plate every week. And here's the part most people never think about: freeze it. Buy the big package, portion it into individual servings at home, wrap each piece tightly, and put them in the freezer. They stay good for several months. You've turned one Costco trip into weeks of heart-healthy meals at a price per serving that just doesn't exist anywhere else. Good food and real savings at the same time. That's a combination that's hard to beat. Now, this next item is something millions of Americans buy every single week, but most of them are paying way too much for it. Number 8. Kirkland Signature Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Almost everybody cooking at home is using olive oil these days, but if you're picking it up at the regular grocery store, there's a real chance you're paying 2 or even 3 times more than you need to. Kirkland Signature Extra Virgin Olive Oil at Costco is consistently rated among the highest quality olive oils available in the United States. It regularly outperforms bottles that cost twice as much in independent consumer testing. The freshness is better, the flavor is cleaner, and the sourcing is more transparent than a lot of what's sitting on regular supermarket shelves. Here's something worth knowing. A lot of olive oil sold in grocery stores is older than you'd expect, and some is blended down with cheaper oils before it ever reaches the shelf. The Kirkland version is imported from high-quality Mediterranean sources, with tighter quality control. For anyone managing heart health, blood sugar, or inflammation, and that describes a lot of people over 55, a genuinely high-quality olive oil used consistently can make a real difference over time. It's not just about cooking, it's about what goes into your body every single day. And the price per ounce at Costco versus your local grocery store is not even close. You're typically looking at 40 to 60% less. The larger bottle also means you're not running to the store every 2 weeks either. This is one of those quiet, consistent wins that saves you money and supports your health at the exact same time. All right, now we're getting into items that can save you some seriously real money. Number 7. Costco Pharmacy. The cheapest prescriptions most people never use. This is the one that shocks people most when they first hear it. Costco has one of the least expensive pharmacies in the entire country. And here's the part that most people do not know. You do not need to be a Costco member to use their pharmacy. By federal law, pharmacy services at warehouse club stores are required to be open to the general public. You can walk straight in, no membership, and fill your prescriptions. Now let's talk about the savings, because they are significant. On common generic medications, things like blood pressure pills, cholesterol medications, thyroid drugs, and diabetes prescriptions, Costco's prices are routinely 40, 50, even 70% lower than what you'd pay at a Walgreens or CVS without a discount card. For people on Medicare, this becomes even more interesting. Medicare Part D covers a lot of prescriptions, but your copays still vary depending on which pharmacy your plan is networked with. Before you fill anything, it is worth one quick phone call to Costco's pharmacy to ask for a price comparison. Sometimes paying the straight cash price at Costco, even with Medicare, comes out lower than the copay at another pharmacy. And most people never check. This one piece of information alone can save someone on a fixed income hundreds of dollars a year. You owe it to yourself to at least compare. Don't just assume that wherever you've always gone is the cheapest option. In most cases, it is not. Okay, speaking of health and savings, this next one is specifically for the over 55 crowd, and you might be surprised how much it adds up. Number 6. Kirkland Signature Vitamins and Supplements. If you're currently buying vitamins at a drugstore, or even somewhere like Walmart, there's a good chance you're spending significantly more than you have to. Kirkland Signature makes a line of vitamins and supplements that consistently pass independent third-party testing for purity and potency. Fish oil, vitamin D3, CoQ10, magnesium, B12, zinc, all of it available at Costco at prices that are sometimes half of what you'd pay at CVS or Walgreens for comparable products. Here's what makes this especially relevant for people over 55. As we age, our bodies absorb certain nutrients less efficiently. Vitamin D3, B12, and CoQ10 are 3 that doctors specifically flag for older adults. A lot of people either aren't taking these at all, or they're buying cheaper versions that don't absorb well and aren't doing much. The Kirkland Signature formulas are well manufactured and generally match the dosages that doctors actually recommend, not the token amounts you find in some bargain brands. And because you're buying in bulk, you're not making monthly runs to the pharmacy for more. A solid supplement routine from Costco, D3, fish oil, B12, CoQ10, can often come in at under $60 for a full year's supply. That same combination at a drugstore can run $150 to $200. That is real money back in your pocket, and your body benefits at the same time. If this has been helpful so far, take a second and hit subscribe. We post practical, real-world money-saving information like this every single week, so you never miss something that could actually affect your budget. Number 5. Costco Optical. The glasses department almost nobody uses. Here's a whole department that a huge percentage of Costco members walk right past. And that is a very costly mistake. Costco Optical offers some of the most affordable eye exams and eyeglasses you will find anywhere in this country. A standard exam at Costco typically runs between $60 and $100, depending on location. That's often 20 to 40% less than what you'd pay at a private optometrist's office for the exact same thing. But the real savings come when you actually need glasses. At most optical chains, a pair of glasses with lenses, especially progressive lenses, which a lot of people over 55 wear, can run $300, $400, $500 or more. Costco offers quality frames with those same progressive lenses at prices that are dramatically lower. Many members report complete pairs for $150 to $200, pairs that would have cost twice that almost anywhere else. Here's something important to know. Medicare covers very little when it comes to routine eye exams and eyeglasses. For most retirees, this is straight out of pocket. Any way to reduce that cost is worth knowing about. Costco also carries name brand frames, lens coatings, and anti-glare options, and the quality is genuinely good. These aren't bottom shelf products. They just happen to cost a lot less than what you'd pay at Lens Crafters or a similar chain. Before you go back to wherever you've been getting your glasses, check Costco Optical prices first. You might be genuinely surprised. But hold on, what's coming at number 2 is something specifically important for people over 55, and the savings we're talking about are enormous. Number 4. Costco gas, filling up for less this summer. With summer travel season here in June, this one could not be more timely. Costco gas stations are almost always the cheapest option in whatever area you're in, often 10, 15, even 25 to 30 cents per gallon less than nearby stations on the same day. Now that might not sound like a dramatic number by itself, but let's run it out. If you fill up a 15-gallon tank once a week and you're consistently saving 20 cents per gallon, that's $3 per fill-up. Over a full year, that's more than $150 saved just on gas. If you drive more than that, visiting family, going to appointments, summer road trips, the savings climb even faster. For retirees managing a monthly budget, this is one of the most reliable and consistent ways to save money that exists. Every single tank. The lines can run long at peak hours, so the best times to go are usually mid-morning on a weekday or right when they open. And here's something worth knowing. Costco gas meets top-tier certification standards. That means it's actually better quality than the cheap stuff at some no-name stations. Better for your engine long-term. If you've got a membership and you're not using the Costco gas station regularly, you are leaving money behind on every single tank you fill. Now, this next one is a deal that can save people significant money in a single purchase. Number 3, Costco Tire Center. Tires, services, and a deal that lasts for life. Here's one that most people genuinely never think about when it comes to Costco, and that's a shame, because the Costco Tire Center is one of the most underrated values in the building. Costco sells major name brand tires, Michelin, Bridgestone, Goodyear, Continental, at prices that are consistently lower than what you'd pay at a dealership or a standalone tire shop. But here's where it gets interesting. The price you see at Costco includes installation, balancing, nitrogen inflation, and lifetime tire rotation and flat repair. That lifetime rotation and flat repair is the detail most people completely miss. At a typical tire shop, a rotation alone costs $25 to $40 every time. If you're rotating twice a year, which you should be, that's $50 to $80 a year for as long as you own those tires. Costco includes that for free. Forever. When you factor in the lower purchase price plus the lifetime included services, most people come out $200 to $400 ahead over the life of a set of tires compared to buying from a dealership or chain. For anyone who plans to keep their car for several more years, and a lot of people over 55 do anag, this is worth making a specific trip to Costco for, even if you don't pick up a single other thing. And remember, your safety on the road depends on your tires more than almost anything else. Good tires at a great price. That's a deal worth taking seriously. Okay, we are almost at number 1, and I promise this one is worth every second of the wait. But first, let's talk about something that is genuinely changing lives for people over 55. Number 2, Costco Hearing Center, saving thousands on hearing aids. This is one of the most important items on this entire list. And if you or someone you love is dealing with any level of hearing loss, Please pay close attention to this one. Hearing aids are expensive, shockingly expensive. At a traditional audiologist's office, a pair of prescription hearing aids can cost $4,000, $5,000, even $7,000 or more depending on the technology. And Medicare, for most people, has not historically covered hearing aids at all. That means most seniors are paying this enormous cost entirely out of pocket, or going without. Costco's hearing centers change that equation dramatically. Quality hearing aids at Costco typically run $1,500 to $2,500 for a pair, depending on the technology level you need. That's a potential savings of $2,000 to $4,000 compared to what most people end up paying elsewhere. And Costco carries major brand names along with their Kirkland Signature hearing aids, which have consistently earned top marks in consumer reviews and independent testing year after year. Here's something else worth knowing. The people fitting you at Costco's hearing centers are licensed audiologists and hearing instrument specialists. They are professionals doing clinical work, not commission salespeople trying to upsell you to the most expensive model. That alone makes the experience noticeably different. And this matters more than just comfort and savings. Untreated hearing loss in older adults is linked in study after study to faster cognitive decline, increased social isolation, and a higher risk of depression. This is not a small quality of life issue. This is a major health issue. Millions of people who need hearing aids are going without them right now because they believe they can't afford them. Costco is one of the most powerful solutions available to those people, and most of them have no idea it exists. If you or someone you care about has been putting this off because of cost, a Costco hearing center appointment could change someone's life for thousands less than they ever thought possible. Now, let's get to number 1. This is the deal that the most people miss entirely, and it's available right now to virtually every Costco member who walks through those doors. Number 1. The executive membership, the 2% that changes everything. Here's what most people don't realize about the membership card in their wallet. If you are a regular Costco Gold Star member paying $65 a year, you are leaving money on the table. The executive membership costs $130, $65 more per year. But here is what that extra $65 gets you. 2% back on virtually everything you spend at Costco. Every grocery run, every gas fill-up, every pharmacy visit, every tire purchase, every single transaction all year long. Let's run the math so it's crystal clear. If your household spends $5,000 at Costco over the course of the year, which for many families is not hard to do once you add up groceries, gas, pharmacy runs, and everything else, that 2% earns you $100 back as an annual reward certificate. Spend $6,500, and you've now covered the entire cost of your membership. Everything above that is money in your pocket. And that 2% applies to Costco gas, and Costco travel, and Costco pharmacy. It stacks up faster than most people ever expect. Here is the part that really matters. Costco backs this up with a guarantee. If your 2% annual reward doesn't at least cover the price difference between the two memberships, they will refund you the difference. There is zero downside risk to upgrading. None. And yet, right now, millions of regular Costco members are still on the basic $65 membership. And they're paying more in the long run than they would if they simply upgraded. The upgrade takes about 5 minutes at the membership desk. You can do it on your very next trip. And you start earning rewards on every single purchase immediately, including the shopping you do that same day. This is the single most impactful thing a Costco member can do to make every trip more valuable, and it's available to you right now. So there you have it, 10 deals at Costco that you should be taking advantage of right now in June 2026. From the $4.99 rotisserie chicken that can anchor an entire week of meals, to the hearing center saving families thousands on hearing aids, to the executive membership that literally earns money back on purchases you're already making. Every single item on this list is a real, practical opportunity to keep more money in your pocket. Here's the thing. Being a smarter shopper doesn't mean cutting corners or settling for less. It means knowing where the real value is. And Costco, when you know exactly what to look for, is one of the best places in America to find it right now. Which one surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments below. I'd genuinely love to know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that now. We put out practical, real-world money-saving information every single week, written for real people managing real budgets. Click subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.